Today we have celebrity guest Holly of Drabs2Fabs in Smithfield, Utah. Holly won Best Use of Multiple Products in General Finishes 2015 Design Challenge with her glaze piece done in Persian blue milk paint. Holly is joining us to demonstrate how she applies GF Glaze Effects, clearly a specialty of hers. Holly, welcome. We're so thrilled to have you here.
Thank you. It's been so fun to be here, and it's been great. Their place is like a 5-star resort. I think my husband's probably going to be staying here. So.
Yeah, I noticed he canceled his air reservations last night. In this demo, Holly is going to be glazing this accent table. And the top has been sanded down to bare wood with 120 followed by 150 grit sandpaper. And it was finished with 1 coat of Java Gel stain and 3 coats of our new water-based top coat, Flat Out Flat. The base of the table has been cleaned with a Scotch-Brite pad and a 50-50 mix of denatured alcohol and water. And then we scuff sanded with a 220 sanding pad. Always prep existing finishes to remove years of dirt and grime and oil from hands. You'll have a better result. Check out our video on prepping for an existing finish. Now I'm going to show you the finishing schedule for this piece. First, we sprayed on 2 coats of Holiday Red milk paint. After letting each coat dry for 3 hours, we buffed with a 220 sanding pad, removed the dust. Because we wanted a smooth, clean application of the glaze, we put on 1 coat of high-performance satin top coat. Any sheen will work. Let it dry and buff it lightly with a well-used 220 sanding pad. Applying a layer of top coat first will create a barrier between the paint and the glaze, allowing the glaze to just glide on and giving you more control of the color.
The supplies needed are dusting cloths, shop towels, gloves, extender, foam brushes, and synthetic brushes. We are in love with these new Crex brushes from Chalk Supply. They're awesome.
Yeah, they don't shed, they hardly flare, they last a long time, and they clean up fast. They're a great investment. We mixed our Dyke Brown Glaze Effects with 10% extender to increase the open time. Always use extender if you're going to be working on a large surface or in low humidity. The next step will be to apply the glaze to achieve one of these final looks. Holly, let's cover the tabletop to protect it.
Sounds good.
While we're working on it. Okay, I got this side. I think we're ready to go.
Sounds good. All right, so I'm going to finish knocking down the finish on this table so that the glaze can stick a little bit better. We've already sanded down these other 2 and the base as well. So just take a 220 sanding pad and just take off some of that sheen. This has already been done. And then we're gonna take the dusting cloth and just dust off the dust that's left, and it doesn't matter too much because you're going to be glazing and wiping off anyways. So always use gloves if you like your fingernails. Another tip, if your gloves are too big for you, you can take some tape and tape around your wrists because that'll help hold them on a little bit better. So I'm going to take my brush and actually I'm going to tip this table over first so I have better access to the base here. So take your brush, dip it in your glaze. You don't want it too thick, but thick enough that you can make sure and get it into all these cracks. For this demonstration, I'm not going to leave it on too thick. I kind of prefer a little bit cleaner look where it just accents the grooves. So I'm just going to work in a section at a time here, making sure that it's in all the cracks. Good, so I brush it on, come in here and wipe it off. And like we showed earlier, you can leave as much on or as little on as you like. With these tables, it's a little bit more tricky because you've got so many angles. Luckily, this one's small enough that I can move it around. Thanks. Okay, so there's that part. Set my glove down. Here we go, some more. Just flip it around. If you were on a bigger table, then you probably wouldn't have it upside down first off. And you might have to get underneath it. And if you do have to get underneath it, you might need a light. So that's something to consider. So I'm just making sure that it's in all these cracks here. And if it's not, you can go back and brush it in later. And you could even get a small brush to brush it in with. So brush it on there. And I kind of like to go around it like this because I don't want to accidentally wipe it out completely. So I like to circle around it a little bit like this. Just leaving it on. Look and make sure that it's... And this glaze is awesome. It just works so well. It sticks where it needs to stick and it's not hard to wipe it off. Okay. So now that I've got this bottom part, I'm actually going to do the underside of these legs while it's upside down too. And I'll just brush it on there just because sometimes you get somebody who likes to pick their table up and look underneath. Okay. So I'm just doing that so I don't have to try to get my brush under there later. So now that that's done, I'm going to flip it back up and try not to touch where you've already used with your dirty gloves or where you've already glazed. Okay. So I'm going to do one leg at a time here. I'm going to try not to put my hair in the glaze.
I'm going to put something under here so you can go right down on the tabletop.
Thank you. Can I move that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to brush it on. Make sure you get around. Anywhere where there's a crack, make sure that it has glaze in it. Okay, so I brush that on. You can open your shop towel. I'm not a big person to keep it looking pretty. I kind of just wad it up and find a place that doesn't have glaze to wipe it off. And then when I'm wiping here, I kind of wipe carefully because you want to leave the glaze in the cracks and not wipe it out. This table leg doesn't have a lot of place for the glaze to sit, which is fine for this piece because I'm kind of going for a cleaner look anyways with the highlighted. All right.
Holly, it's really starting to look good.
It's awesome, huh? I love it. Red has to be my favorite color, I think, to glaze too. It just looks so sharp when it's done. Okay. Here I am. Turn it around a little bit, make sure I've got this whole top. And wipe all the way around it like that. Whoops. So I've got this leg, and be careful when you're glazing. If you've got glaze on your rag, sometimes it can come and leave a big streak somewhere. So I've gone through and I can see that I don't see any big clumps or anything that looks weird. Sometimes I'll even have my husband, who works for me, come in and take a look and make sure that he doesn't see anything that I might have missed. So,
Holly, I think it's just about perfect.
Thank you.
This is a very light glazing with very fine detailing. If you want a dirtier look, you can apply more glaze, wipe less off, and one trick is to not seal the paint with top coat before you start. Go right on the paint. And the last trick is always seal in the color. After the glaze has dried 2 to 4 hours, we will apply 3 coats of water-based flat-out flat top coat, allowing 3 hours between each coat. And here's how the finished table looks. Holly, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Knuckles. You can find Holly's work online at utahpaintedcabinets.com and on her Facebook page. Tara's Tips. General Finishes glaze effects are only for indoor projects. Always seal glaze with top coat. Dry time to touch, 2 to 4 hours. Dry time to recoat, 12 hours. Dry time for light use, 7 to 10 days. Cure time, 21 to 30 days. Our finishes are engineered to be compatible with each other. Test to your satisfaction when using with other brands. For more glazing techniques, check out our other product demos linked at the end of this video.